Afternoon, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. So we're doing, you guys, most of you got to experience session 4, which was at the beginning of the year. And we started these sessions last year because I realized how important communication is. And I think I'll go straight into it now. Hopefully Aidan is ready there. We put so much emphasis, and I think especially as a school, and as I want to talk to the teachers now, on our technical ability. So your technical ability is your knowledge, maybe your knowledge of your subject. So if you are a math teacher like Tsegofatso, there's a lot of emphasis on how well do you know math. But you guys obviously have to teach children, and it doesn't matter how well you know something if you're unable to communicate it. So get to pick one, yeah. If my handwriting is not good, I'm going to call Sinette up. Because last time your handwriting was very good when I called you up. I called the right person up. So what we get is you guys must just say if you can see it. And if you guys can just take down notes. It's your technical ability. Is that correct? Okay, there we go. Cool. So we get our technical ability and our communication skills. So now the thing is, we get taught at a young age that your technical ability is so important. So that's your knowledge of things. And it is important, especially if you are a teacher, because we cannot having you teach English if you don't know much about English. It's not going to help. But the thing is, throughout our lives, there's so much emphasis being placed on this technical ability and not enough on communication skills. So, for example, let's say your technical ability, if you are let's say a science teacher, and your technical ability is an 8 out of 10, but your communication skills is a 3 out of 10. When you speaking to your class, what are they going to pick you up as? Are they going to see you as an 8 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10? But you know a lot. But you can't communicate it. That's why you get sometimes in a room, you'll get very intelligent people, but no one wants to talk to them because they don't know how to communicate. You might, in a room, you might get, and then you get those people that they seem to, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, you get those people, they seem to always get the promotion, or they get the bonus, or they get an opportunity, but you're much better than them in terms of your technical ability. You know more than them, you've maybe studied more than them, you've got a higher qualification, but they just seem to climb up the ranks. And often it's because their communication skills are better than maybe yours or other people. So now the same is true if our technical ability, let's say you are a 5, but your communication skills are a 9 out of 10. When you meet people for the first time and you talk to them, you're not going to come across as a 5 out of 10. You're going to come across as a 9 out of 10. And that's how important communication skills are. You know, you guys have maybe heard the saying, the gift of the gab. That person's got the gift of the gab. That's why sometimes you get people in your family, when it's a family function, they control the whole conversation at the dinner table. Why? The person that usually controls the whole conversation is the one that speaks really well or is a good storyteller. And I think that's what I realized, is that we had a lot of teachers that are really intelligent and they know their work well, but the kids weren't doing that well. And it's not that they didn't study, that they don't know their stuff, but the problem is their communication skills need to get better. And I think for all of us, we can always get better at our communication skills. We can always do courses. Like I've done a few courses, and I'm going to share a bit of the stuff with you, and Sinette's going to share a bit with you. But it's not like you can ever stop getting better. You can always improve, and you can always get better. So I want to share an example with you guys. So the teachers that do know this example, don't say anything. So, what is this? A keyboard, piano. So I'm gonna play it for you guys, and I'm really good at the keyboard. I've practiced probably in total my life about 15 minutes, and I pick up things pretty quickly. So I want you guys to close your eyes and really take in how beautiful this tune is that I'm going to play for you guys. So eyes closed, and I want you to take it in. Okay, you can open your eyes. Did you guys enjoy that? No. But I really tried. But I know what key it is. Now, you didn't enjoy it because it was the same tune the whole time. And it became predictable. And once it becomes predictable, it becomes boring. Okay. I now want Aiden to come up. So he's practiced a couple hundred more hours than me. And he's going to play something for you guys. I want you guys to quickly close your eyes. Okay. What did you guys think of that? Beautiful. Can we give him a hand? Well done, Aiden. So now, the reason why that was beautiful, it was unpredictable. Did you know what was coming next? No, he changed it. And some was a little bit softer, like a lighter key. Some was a bit stronger. And that's exactly how communication works. So a lot of us go in front of the class and we sound like this. Because we speak like this the whole time for 45 minutes, and we wonder why the kids fall asleep. And then we say, yo, these children are so naughty. No, you are just boring. That's why some teachers, you know what I've noticed with some of our teachers, and I'm not recent years, I've been here for about 15 years. We've had some teachers that back then we could get away with having teachers that weren't qualified, and the kids would do so well. And it's not because their technical ability was great. Yes, they learned enough just to get by, but their communication skills, they could keep the kids in the palm of their hand throughout the session, and the kids wouldn't get bored. So I wanted to share that with you guys, just to make you aware how important communication skills are. And our vision is enabling every generation to reach their full potential through Jesus Christ. You cannot reach your full potential if you cannot communicate well. Doesn't matter how good you get at the other things. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get good at the other things. You should get really good at everything that you do. But communication skills is vital. Nilasila, you're not a teacher, but don't you talk to the parents? Okay, we don't want parents falling asleep on your tours. Or the way you communicate, before you show anything, the way you present yourself, you can already lose a parent or win the parent over just by your communication skills. Renier, you lead one of our cell groups, which is for the students, am I right? Okay, students get bored very quickly. So your communication skills, it's vital that they're good, otherwise you're going to lose them even before you start. So again, communication skills are vital. And our voice is just like a piano. It's an instrument. We need to learn how to play it. But now, unfortunately, most of us have gotten used to like one or two keys, where in fact we've all got so much range, ability, and we need to experiment, and that's what we're going to be doing. So today you guys are going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be embarrassing, but we're all going to get embarrassed together, and that we can learn and maybe discover different parts of our voice that you haven't discovered yet. So you guys ready? Awesome. Okay, so I want you guys to write this down. A great message with poor delivery becomes a poor message. A great message with poor delivery becomes a poor message. So you could teach the kids the most important thing that they need to know in your subject. And it could be really important, but with a poor delivery, it becomes a poor message. You guys can get children to fall in love with your subject just by the way you communicate. You can get kids that might have been through a few grades and absolutely say hate math, but just by the way you communicate, if you can make them smile and laugh, you can make them fall in love with a particular subject. I'll never forget, and to this, I really don't like Afrikaans. I've never been good at it, and I've never really wanted to get better at it. But in grade 8 at Boys High, we had an Afrikaans teacher. And she was just the sweetest, nice. She was very much like Teacher Elena. And she was such a good communicator, and the way she used to read, she made Afrikaans fun, the way she used to read it. And I did so well. I got like high 90s, not because I like Afrikaans, but because of the teacher and the way she communicated. Mr. Loebscher, I'll never forget, our grade 8 English teacher. He was the funniest teacher probably I've ever had, and he could do all the accents. So he would always read the books to us. We wouldn't even go read the books ourselves, but we would all get good marks because of the way he read those books. We could remember all the different parts in the story. So when we had like comprehensions and things to write, I'll never forget the one book it had I don't know what it was called, but there was a place called the Kotsi Corner. I don't know if you guys have ever read that book. I think it was of an albino child. Anyway, and then there was another book about like a con artist, and he would do the Indian accent, and then the English, and then the colored accent, and then and he had us laughing. He would be standing on the table and doing all these things, and we absolutely loved it. We couldn't wait to go to Mr. Loebscher's class. And don't we want kids to look forward to our class? Kids don't have to hate what we do. So, we're going to have our first exercise. So, I'm going to call Nilasile, the man of the moment, the married man. Have you got your ring on? Yes, you haven't lost it yet. Well done. If I can give you one bit of advice, don't lose your ring. It really upsets a wife. Yeah. Okay, cool. You can stand over there. I need passage 1 over here. Okay. Cool. So I want you to read this. Is the writing right? You don't have to read the top part, just that part. But I want you to read it with zero emotion, kind of like how I played the piano. Okay. So just very still, one pace. You can go ahead and read it.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Okay, now I want you to throw in a few hand gestures and a bit of volume, and I want you to act for the people, whichever way you want.
All
okay.
Right.
Okay, go for
it. It ain't about how you hit. It's about how you get hit and keep moving forward. That's how it's done.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Let's give him a hand. But I think you can do a bit better.
All right.
Go for it. Go for it. Make a fool of yourself.
It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how you win.
Okay. Let's give him a hand. Okay. Which one was the best one? The last one. I still don't think he gave that much, but there was a little bit. He played around with the voice. He changed the speed a bit, which helped. Okay. So we often, and I'm also guilty of it. I'm not saying because I'm doing this session that I'm the greatest speaker ever. I want to get a lot better. But one thing that we tend to do is we tend to talk in a monotone voice. So when you speak the same speed, the same volume, that's monotone voice. That's like a sleeping tablet for the kids. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're each going to come get a piece of paper and you're going to read it I want you on purpose to be very boring when you read it the first time to your partner. You're going to split up 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Try not to have, the science teachers must either go with a nursery school teacher or one of the office staff. Don't go with the same entity. And then the second time, I want you to play with your voice. You can maybe use your hands. You can have fun. Okay, guys? How did it go? Were you guys honest with each other?
Yes.
That's the important part. And then the second part, which was more interesting when you were listening, when I read it the first time or after a few times? Why? Emotion. What else? What else? Confidence. It was intriguing. It was more engaging. Okay, guys? That's exactly how the kids feel if you share it with energy and emotion. So that first one we looked at was monotone, basically what not to do. And now we're going to start going through all the things that will help you help you become a better speaker. So again, each time we learn something new, it's like a different key that you have access to. But you must go and use it. It doesn't help we teach you it, but you don't use it. And how do you get better at something? By? Practicing. Have you heard the saying, practice makes perfect? Yes, one of the biggest lies. Perfect practice makes perfect. You got to really try. You can do the same thing over and over and actually become worse because you can practice the wrong thing. So we always tell the kids, perfect practice makes perfect. Meaning, not that you have to get it right, but it's about the effort. Because if you constantly put in effort, you're going to get better. Next one that we're going to look at, or the first major key that we're going to focus on, is rate of speech. So everyone write rate of speech. Rate of speech. Okay. This is really, really important. You guys got to pay attention because Sunette's going to be doing the next session. And the last time we did it with everyone got confused between the one thing she's going to teach and the one thing I'm going to teach. So guys must pay attention. So we're going to do rate of speech. So I want to call another volunteer to the front. Teacher Karin, will you come to the front? This one? I see you are ready, smiling, ready to go. I'm picking you because you picked on me the other day.
And then I got picked back on.
Yeah. That didn't go too well for you the weekend. Okay.
But hey, those who are last will be first, eh?
That's what I said as a Liverpool fan. Okay, so what I want you to do, again, just read it one pace. It doesn't matter how loud you read it, but you must keep the same pace throughout. So you don't have to read the first part, just from everything, yeah.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. But king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here, will rise, and you will be as the new king. So,
Did you guys enjoy that? No, not really. Eh? Okay, so now what I want you to do, you can read it a few times before you read it out loud. I want you to check what parts are important. So I want you to, and what parts are not important. I want you to speed up at the parts that are not important, and I want you to slow down with the parts that you want to emphasize. Okay. So the key parts. So you don't have to read it immediately, you can go when you're ready. So you're going to kind of go. So this is what I want to happen with your voice. So you're going to speed up, and then you're going to slow down. And speed up, and then slow down.
Simba, a king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. Everything that the light touches is our kingdom. So one day, the sun will set on your time here and will rise with you as the new king.
Well done. Let's give her a hand. Thank you, Teacher Karin. That is brilliant. Okay, cool guys. So, rate of speech. You slow down by the parts that are important. You speed up by the parts that are not that important. Why do we slow down by the important parts? Emphasizing, but why? What happens to the brain? Sorry?
It remembers.
Almost. It gives the brain time to process. So you slow down by the important parts so that the children or adults have time to process what you want to focus on. So another reason why we slow down, it creates like emphasis. And when you slow down, people lean in. So if you just go fast the whole time, no one's going to remember it. But also, if you just go slow the whole time, it's going to be boring. If you talk slowly it doesn't help. So you've got to be able to play with it. Again, whenever something is predictable, it becomes boring. That's how all of our brains work. The moment we can predict something, we switch off. But if we don't know what's happening. So what I actually did to teacher Karin, this is actually wrong. So what you want to do is you want to like speed up and then slow down, and then maybe speed up for a little bit, then slow down for a while. So that is predictable after a while. In the beginning, you'll have their attention, but now that you don't know do you know what's coming next? Not really. It could be a quick little one, or it could be a long one. It doesn't matter. So when you speak, you want to really play around with it. But by the key part, you slow down so that you give the people, the children's brain, or give them the chance to remember that part. And also, like I said earlier, they will lean in when you slow down. Okay, guys? Awesome. I see Charlotte still got the yes coach from the soccer. That's so cute. Okay, awesome. So same thing. You guys are going to go with each other again, but make sure you have a different partner this time, different institution. And then first time you just read it flat, and then the second time you speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. But the person that you're with, you must give honest feedback. And make sure, what sometimes people do, they speed up, slow down, speed up, it becomes predictable. Really, listen to them carefully. No, you were just going one pace the whole time, or that got a bit boring. Be honest with them. So try to change as much as possible. Awesome. You guys can go. Cool, guys, I'm going to quickly, while we wait for Sinette, I'm going to play you the first one. Do any of you guys know where the first one is from that we did? Not this one? Rocky. And the second one? Lion King. Okay, you guys can quickly listen to how it was done in the movies.
I'll tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
You guys can hear the energy, am I right? Okay, let's listen to... That's talking about Liverpool. Our new manager that we're going to look for.
Is our king. A king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
And this will all be mine?
Everything.
Everything the light touches.
How good is that? The way he goes a little bit quicker, then by that part, everything. He slows down. Because why? Everything is very important for him as a father. He wants his son to know that everything is important. But the other parts, he sped up a little bit. Okay, cool. So this is a recap of the second session, which is very, very important. So we don't pause because we don't like silence. For who of you, was it a bit awkward to pause? Who of you guys tried the long pause? Who of your partners tried a really long pause? Only like one hand. And the reason for that is it's awkward. We get uncomfortable with the silence. Use that with the children. They also get uncomfortable with it too. It's a way to discipline them when you pause for a long time. But we, as humans, we hate silence. So we want to fill it. Shanika actually said the right word with me when I went with her. We use filler words. So filler words are like nah, and like, and when you use filler words, you sound dumb. You don't sound that intelligent. You sound unintelligent. So it's very important to get feedback because we don't even realize what filler words we use. So I always ask people after I preach or after I talk, always give me feedback. And what I've noticed is my filler words change. So I will stop one word and then I develop a new one. Why? Because we don't like silence. So we want to fill the silence with a filler word. So I'm going to teach you guys a little secret. That's a game changer when you can master it. You know when you watch these fantastic pastors or these speakers, these TED Talks and things like that, and they pause, a lot of the time they've just forgotten what they were about to say. And it makes them sound really intelligent because they don't throw in filler words there, where we will talk, and then we're not sure what to say. So it's like, yeah, and you know, and it doesn't sound good. Where a good speaker will forget what they say, they show a serious face, like they know what they're about to say, but inside, nothing. But it sounds important, am I right? If you guys can write this down, it's quite a lot. I'm going to read the first part and I'll tell you where to write it down. The difference between average and great communicators: one uses their voice, the other plays with their voice. Your voice is not a tool, your voice is an instrument. Instead of using your voice today, what if you started to play with your voice? Everything there is quite important, so I'll read it again. This is the difference between average and great communicators. One uses their voice. So an average communicator uses their voice. It's like a tool. But a great communicator plays with their voice. Don't people that play instruments with Aidan, did he use it? Or did he play with it? He played with it. And that's why it sounded so much better than when I used it. I don't know how to play with it. Your voice is not a tool. Your voice is an instrument. Instead of using your voice today, what if you started to play with your voice? When you guys did that last activity with each other, with the volume, didn't we hear giggling in the room? There was a lot of giggling. Who started giggling when they heard Aidan? It makes it fun. When you start, what did you say with the volume at courses? Did you say engagement or enthusiasm? You use the word, but basically it gets you energized. All of a sudden, didn't the room's energy change? Because he started using volume. Okay, then something that's very important. So, who of you, when you started trying things with volume, felt a bit weird? You can be honest. Like it was a bit different, a bit awkward. So, we often times we don't want to try stuff because we say that's not our natural voice. We say, no, I don't want to be fake. But the truth is, your natural voice is whatever you can do with your voice. So if you scream, like really, really scream, that's a voice that God's given you. If you speak really, really slow, if you mess around with your voice, that is actually your natural voice that God gave you. But what we talk with on a day-to-day basis is our habitual voice. So your habitual voice was formed, I don't know if I've got it here, but I think it's formed between the ages of about 3 to 5. Usually, it's by a parent or a teacher that you look up to. So the voice that you use today, most of your guys' voices, were formed when you were in nursery school. Because you looked up to maybe your mom, maybe you loved your mom so much and she had a very soft voice. And that's why you speak softly. Maybe you had a dad that you really looked up to and he had a stern voice. That's why we speak a little bit more stern in our conversation. So it's usually by someone that we looked up to and we try to copy them, and then we formed our habitual voice. So habitual is what we speak with on a day-to-day basis. Habitual voice. Now we think that that is our natural voice, but it's not. It's just the habits that we've formed. But our natural voice is what God gave us, but we don't use most of it. We stick to what we feel comfortable with. Because isn't it easier just to be comfortable? So if I read that one that Jeanette did, if I read it with my habitual voice, it would be like the way I'm speaking now. Brothers, what we do in life echoes in eternity. At my signal, unleash hell. That's my habitual voice. If I get to speak like that all the time, I'll feel very comfortable. But if I had to become a little bit more uncomfortable and start to play with my voice, it would sound like this. Brothers, what we do in life echoes in eternity. At my signal, unleash hell! That's my natural voice. Could I do that? I did. It's the voice that God gave me. Have you guys ever heard it before? Neither have I. So the more we play with the instrument, we learn all these different keys. Okay. Do I have everyone's attention now?
Yes. Until next week.
Some would say that's my coaching voice. Okay, I just want to go through everything here with a recap. We did that. Okay, awesome. Now we're going to go over to session 3. So the next one is going to be tonality, and then I'll share the other one after that. So everyone say tonality.
Tonality.
Say it with a bit of enthusiasm, guys. Tonality. So this is different tones. So after the first 2 sessions, we became a little bit more aware of our voice. Today, we're going to add emotion, because information is forgotten, but emotion is remembered. Okay, everyone can write that down. Information is forgotten, but emotion is remembered. I bet you guys are all going to remember when I shouted. Am I right? Why? Because you felt happy. Scared. Exactly. I brought emotion. Okay. No one has done this exercise as good as Dieval did it. I want to see if the next person can do it as good as them. Awesome. So I'm going to pick Shiloh. If you can come to the front. Going to practice tonality, different tone. Okay, so I need one. Actually, you're going to read that, and I'm going to give you different things. Okay, so I want you to come stand here in front of everyone. Okay, I want you to read that sentence over here, just normally.
I can't believe you did that.
Okay, now I want you to sound excited.
I can't believe you did that!
Angry.
I can't believe you did that!
Shocked.
I can't believe you did that!
Sad.
I can't believe you did that.
Proud.
I can't believe you did that!
Playful.
I can't believe you did that!
Let's give her a hand. Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Okay, did she read different sentences?
No.
Same sentence, different emotion. It brought out different emotions. Different tone brings out different emotions. So it's not what you say, it is how you say it. Have you guys heard that before? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's why sometimes we speak to people and we mean well and they pick up an offense. But I didn't say that. But it's not what you said, it's how you made them feel. So that's why we need to get good at this. Also, your facial expressions can also show, it can also tell a different story, but I'll get into, I think that's the next one. So, this is very important with dealing with people. It's not just for the kids, but it can really help you in life, this, when you're speaking with a parent and all that, because you might say something and you might mean, your heart might really be pure, but you can easily offend someone if you don't know how to use different tones. So that's why we've got to practice. We've got to practice it. So if you sound boring and you're talking to a parent, they might think that you're not very interested in their child. You know, so that's why when you talk about their children, there's got to be some emotion. You know, you can tell the parent the same sentence, but it can mean completely two different things. You can say to a parent, "No, your child really has a lot of potential," and that can make the parent feel you're very disappointed. Or you can say to a parent the same thing. You know, your child has got so much potential. That tells the parent, "Yo, this person really cares about my child." Am I right? Awesome. So you guys can come forward. You can take these ones over there. Equals emotion. Tone equals emotion. And emotion creates engagement. Tone equals emotion, and emotion creates engagement. Tone equals emotion, and emotion creates engagement. So, who of you want your kids, who sometimes feels their kids are not engaged in certain activities? And how does it feel when kids are not engaged? Like you feel bad, we might even get upset at them. Tone equals emotion, and emotion equals engagement. So sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, I'm not saying all the time it's our fault, but a lot of the time it can be, and then we get upset with the kids. So tone is a great way to get the kids more engaged. I think of Nelasile, isn't it easier when the parents talk to you and ask questions and that? Have you had a tour where a parent just walks the whole way and doesn't say a word? How did that make you feel?
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring. I felt like they're not interested in what I was saying.
Yeah. Almost feel like you're not doing a good job. Okay. Tone is a great way to get people engaged. Renier, when you take a cell group, isn't it horrible if everyone just keeps quiet? And you're the only one, you say something and no one wants to answer. Sunette and I, once or twice, we ask you guys questions and then nothing. It doesn't make you feel nice. So tone is a great way to get engagement. Okay, then the next one, facial expression, the mirror of tone. Oh, this one is very important. I'm writing it big, so you guys don't forget. Facial expression. Bertie, will you come to the front, please? You've been giving me a terrible facial expression since I've been speaking, so we need to change it now. Are you feeling all right? You're right? Okay. Okay. So you're going to read that sentence. And then, the first time, I want you to look like you look now, okay? And just read it.
No.
Yes.
No. This is going to change everything.
Okay, now, I want you to add curiosity.
This is going to change everything?
Okay, concern. Yeah, keep that face.
Oh,
It's
okay.
concerned.
This is going to change everything.
Excitement.
This is going to change everything.
Seriousness.
This is going to change everything.
No, look at
Oh,
them,
this
not
is
me.
going to change everything.
Anger.
This is going to change everything.
Well done. Let's give her a hand. Well done, Bertie. Okay, how did the first one make you feel? You didn't really want to be sitting there, am I right? And the last one? a little bit more scared. The excitement one. I saw everyone was there were smiles out of the corner of my eye. Okay, so you're going to do this with each other now. The different emotions are there that you're going to share. And then you're going to say the same sentence. Try not change your voice too much. Focus on your facial expression. You see when Bertie did it, she changed her voice, which is normal. But I want you to really focus on your facial expression. And then the feedback that you give must be only on what the person's face says. Okay? So it's not on what they say or how they say it. It's only on what their face says. Got that? Okay, there we go. So take a couple. And different partners. Now if you go with the same institution, it's fine. Or same entity. When you guys did stuff with your face, did you notice the other person smiled or like made them giggle? It's good. It means they were engaged. Our facial expressions are so important. Another thing as well with facial expressions, I'm going to teach you guys something that's not part of the course that I learned from I think it was an FBI, like secret agent, that interrogates terrorists. So if you're interrogating a terrorist, you want to get as much information as possible. Does a terrorist want to tell you everything? No. So how do you get a person to open up about things? You need trust. And they were saying how important facial expressions are and body mannerisms on how to get people to trust you, to open up to you. And the same with the kids. A lot of the kids are going through a lot of things that we don't even realize. And it's so important that they feel safe with us. And facial expressions and body language is very, very important. And I'm going to say to make you guys aware of it, but sometimes our faces, we can sit and we can look miserable. We actually are paying attention, but your face says you're not. And sometimes with kids as well. And it's important that we teach the kids about facial expressions. So little things like if you tilt your head, it shows that you are interested. So you see how teacher Sylvia is sitting? I can see that she's very interested in what I'm saying. Her head is tilted. So if you just sit there with a stone face, you might really be listening, but your face says you're not. And when people are talking to you, you want them to feel heard. Am I right? Isn't it? Don't you feel special when you feel heard? And often it's not about what they say in their feedback, it's about what their face says. And again, it's not what you say, it's how you make people feel. So little things like tilting your neck, not tensing your lips, relaxing your face, body mannerisms, like opening up your hands. If everyone holds out their hands, look at the back of your hand and look at the palm of your hand. What do you notice about the skin color? Which is lighter? Inside. That's why you'll notice, like when Donald Trump speaks, he often shows the palms of his hands. It's to get people to trust him. FBI agents, they often show the palm of their hand. They don't sit like this. So when they speak, so this is not when you're listening, but when you're speaking. What do you do if someone had to walk in here with a gun? What are we all going to do? It means I'm not a threat. You can trust me. We're showing them the lighter side. Everyone's palms are lighter than the back of their hands. So little things like when you talk, showing the palm of your hand, it tells the kids that, hey, I'm not a threat. You can trust me. When someone stands like that, how does that make you feel? Not closed off, not interested. Okay. But if I start speaking like this, it means, hey, I care, I'm not a threat. So your facial expressions are really, really important when people speak to you and when you speak to the kids. It really can, it's a game changer when you know how to use your face properly. You know, when a kid comes up to you and they want to show you what they've done in their homework, and if you just sit there like that, and you might be really proud, yo, good work. Does that show that I'm proud? No. Not at all. But I said I'm proud. It's not what you say, it's how you make people feel. Awesome. And that is it. So we're going to give you guys homework. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Did you guys were, I want you guys to give each other a hand because you guys were fantastic.